Oh,
Yes. Greetings. Welcome. Hi to Next Level. Um, this is a little bit of a different one, right? Normally we're talking about whatever is coming up this week,
mm-hmm.
but we're not releasing a new episode this week here at Level. We are taking a little break from brand new content, but we're still here weekly and on Discord, not as much as I'd like, but we're around for the month doing interviews. I just did an interview yesterday. So anyway, welcome. I'm Emily, and that over there, which I still don't know which direction. I think it's that way. Is it that way?
I don't know.
I don't know either. God, it's just I have no sense of direction. This is why audio is my main gig, right? Anyway, Sam and I do the podcast together and have for many years, since 2011, long time. But anyway, we're going to talk about a couple of other things. Oxenfree 2, which just came out today from Night School Studios, and Horizon Forbidden West DLC called Burning Shores. So we'll talk about and listen to some music from both of those projects. Before we get to that, I just want to check in and see how you're doing, Sam. What's new?
Doing good. Someone stole my beard. Other than that,
Yeah, that's right. Just a
life's
big
plodding
Floby.
along.
Yeah.
Summer's happening. I've been having some allergy problems with my eye, but so hopefully it doesn't look too terrible. But
No, it's fine. Yeah. You're frequently having allergy trouble.
it happens from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just I don't know, comes from being a weak little mammal.
Now, how many have you seen the Spider-Man movie more than once?
The new one, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Sadly, no.
What have you seen lately? Anything new since we've last talked about it?
I don't know if we talked about the Flash, but I saw that. I think
Yeah.
that's the latest one I saw in theaters or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. You thought that was a little fun-ish, right?
I
Fun-ish.
was entertained by it.
Yeah.
Not a good
Yeah.
movie, but I was entertained. So good. That's
Okay.
close enough.
Good. Good. That's good.
Yeah, and it's fun to
Uh
see old Michael Keaton back.
oh, he's just a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
He's so
Just
charming.
the Batman of our childhood. Him and Adam West, basically, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Batmen of our
The Batman,
childhoods. Yeah. Yeah, no,
Batman.
that first Batman movie is just great. It's so great. Iconic soundtrack, iconic actors in
Mm-hmm.
it. It's wonderful. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton, Kim
Yep.
Basinger, Jack
Even Prince was
Nicholson,
involved.
Prince, Mickey Vale. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday, as I mentioned, still doing interviews. I spoke with Olexa Lazowchek, and he's been on the show many times. He worked at Capcom for many years and did several Dead Rising games. I almost said many again, which would have been I said many a lot in that sentence, but he did several of those Dead Rising games, which was great because he wrote a lot of songs for those and in just a ton of different styles. Those games are really campy zombie games in a really fun way, and a little spooky too and whatnot, but campy in that like you're in a mall, as fighting
Okay.
zombies and stuff. So the music, there were just a lot of opportunities for him to just do a lot of cool things over at Capcom. And then since then he's done things like music for Horizon Forbidden West, which came out last February 2022, but DLC called Burning Shores is either out or recently come out or coming out soon. I can't recall. But the music's really great. The protagonist in the Horizon series is a lady named Aloy. And so there's always been female singer involved. But then there's another female character that I think you can do like co-op with or something.
Okay.
Or as. And also a lady. So there's two singers. So originally, like when it was just Aloy, often it was Julie Elvin, who's you can find all about her on the internet. And the other singer this time added, who Alexa has worked with before, is Melissa Kaplan, who, if you ever heard any of Jesper Kid's early Assassin's Creed work, she's the singer in that. And
Okay.
I've loved her voice since then. So she's been singing in games for more than a decade. So it's really cool to hear her voice. And she did a bunch of stuff on Dead Rising with Alexa as well. But anyway, that's a little background there of, this. And it's cool because Alexa has a brother-in-law who's a professional cellist, symphonic orchestral musician. And so his name is Blair, and Blair is often playing. And so you'll hear cello, and it's just really neat. So let's listen to a little bit of that this is from Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. And we're going to listen to For His Amusement. This is by Alexa. It's up as loud as I can get it. It's as loud as I can get it to go, man. Are you still not hearing it?
I can hear it. It's just real quiet.
Really?
Oh, there it comes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of that you could hear. I'm so sorry that it was so quiet. No, it sounded airy and cool. I like those high notes on the cello.
Mm-hmm.
Moody.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just so lush,
Mm-hmm.
He's talked about, and we talk about it in this episode when it airs in a few weeks, about how he has some kind of visualizer that allows him to see the music on the color spectrum.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so there's one track in particular we'll listen to in a second. And he's just like, that's just as blue as it gets, which is like the warm, right? So it's like just, I can't remember what color blue he called it, but he was like, it's as blue as blue gets,
So wait a second. So like
this
is like something you can run audio through and it'll show you a color spectrum version of it compared to people who visualize colors, music as colors,
right?
Based on what they say the sounds look like.
Right. That's a condition, not a condition, or I guess. I mean, it's a
condition.
It's a attribute that some humans have, synesthesia, where they can. It's most often described as colors, but sometimes it's scent or imagery or something like, it's not always color, but that's often how. And that's composers who are synesthetes will often, not often, but certain composers who have had that will write blue symphony,
red in colors,
well, they'll just name, this is what blue sounds like to me, this is which is neat. But I think it's pretty clear that there were probably centuries full of composers like that who didn't write in that way. But I don't know.
Sure,
But,
yeah.
But maybe they did and we just don't whatever. That's a whole other discussion. I'm sure people have
No,
written dissertations about it.
Yeah, that's just cool in the sense I wanna find some software that does that. I'd be curious to like see what happens if you run certain things through it and what colors it spits out.
I'll have to ask him what it's called. I think it's a plugin. I mean, I don't know for sure, but yeah, let's listen to the blue one then. And again, yeah, just for distinction, this is not him seeing blue, right?
Yeah,
right. It's just like it takes the sound and turns it into colors.
Right.
Yeah. And this you'll hear the singers too, both of them. So this one has a few different sections, and I believe this is a cinematic scene in the game. So there are things happening, and you can kind of hear as the changes go.
Okay.
Doesn't it just sound like a campfire, or like not even a campfire, like a hearth fire, like one in your house, and there's like puppies sleeping on the ground and stuff. I mean, it's so peaceful and warm,
To me, it sounded kind of worshipful, like
oh, interesting.
Like you could meditate or pray to it or something like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. That's very interesting, given that I know what happens in that scene because we talked about it, but I'm not going to say. We'll save that for the interview.
Okay.
But God I love that. Up? What?
God shows up?
Yeah, exactly. No. Well, let's listen to just the tiniest bit of one more. I could share something. I really enjoyed this music. He's so, Alexa Lazowchuk is so talented at writing melody, whether it's in a combat track or a song like we just heard. I mean, he's just so good and organic, and I mean, they just roll off of his head. He has very little, and he'll say he has very little trouble coming up with a melody, which I don't know. And so it just sometimes made me laugh as I was listening. I'm like, it's so melodic. It's just so beautifully melodic. But let's go ahead and listen to this combat track. It's probably for a boss fight, I think. And I might jump ahead a little bit, but yeah, let's listen to this here. Make sure my volume is in the right spot. All right. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's different.
I loved it. I love the percussion in that so much. Just the
Yeah.
reckless abandon of the percussion in those, like the outbursts of it. I just, yeah,
Yeah, and it's
really,
like
really
weird.
enjoyed it.
It's weirdly almost chill in a way with all
I
that
know.
going. It still like feels really
Yep.
like, flowy and cool. And I
Yeah.
love that on the start
Yeah.
of all each of those melodies.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
Cool.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Let's listen to a tiny bit of Oxenfree 2. So this is a pretty big gear change, even though there are technological elements and there's a lot of synth in Horizon because it's part of the story. It's, it's a post-apocalypse story 1,000 years after humans of our era have gone. And so there's technology left over and all this stuff. So that's cool. But Oxenfree, if you didn't play the first Oxenfree, came out in 2016, indie game out of the Pacific Northwest, I think Seattle area, called Night School Studios, or Night School Studio maybe. The original Oxenfree deals a lot with radio signals. So you're like moving around this island that's an old fort, military fort, and it's got a bunker there, and it's on the coast, so it's like it's a fort. And you carry around this radio, which is how you got stuck in this weird, because they're scary. They're kind of horror games, but not like
Hmm.
Dead Space, but like, creepy story and creepy things happen. But anyway, radio signal is a big part of that, which is cool. And this one, the new Oxenfree, which just came out today, the 12th of July, 2023. I'm like, what the hell year is this? Oxenfree 2 is called Lost Signals. Now, you'll appreciate this, Sam. I started to read a review of this on Kotaku,
Yeah.
and the young man who wrote it said that it's a different kind of coming of age, because the first one is coming of age. They're like high school age kids, four of these young adults that get trapped on this island. So that's what happens in the
Hmm.
first one. And apparently this one is someone who's like kind of midlife crisis-y. And this young man who wrote the article said something like, as a young man quickly approaching his 30s, I can understand the concept of a midlife crisis. And I'm like, buckle up, kid. Buckle up. You could not sound more like a child saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It just, oh my God, it cracked me up, and it ruined it. It ruined the review for me.
that's
I took
funny.
a little screenshot of it and sent it to Holly. I'm like, get out. Like, shut up. Like, you don't even know,
Uh,
child. So that was funny. But the game, I mean, it's going to be a great game. So I don't need that review. But in typical, so the composer for Oxenfree, that's the most important part, is Andy Rohrman, who goes by Scientific, right? So the
mhm.
word scientific without the vowels. And I love the way he constructs his soundtracks. They're so cool because it's like he puts these really long tracks on there, it's like 7-minute tracks, 5 minutes, it's nice. You get to spend time in these spaces.
Mhm.
And I've only heard a little bit a little bit of it. So I'm going to ask you to pick a number between 1 and 34, and we're going to listen to
Oh,
that track together.
maybe we should ask Sasha.
Oh, is she on? Oh my gosh, I'm not even in the thing. Okay, we can. It's going to, oh, there she is. Yeah, she didn't recognize you. Tell me about it. Yeah, I showed up outside my door. I almost didn't let him in. That's not true.
I just had to.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, number between 1 and, what did I say? 34. 1 and 34. I'm going to take the
Was
last sip of my LaCroix.
17.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's listen to track 17, the Oxenfree 2 soundtrack. This one is called, oh, this is one of the short ones. Good, that works out for us. It's called, just so we don't sit through 7 minutes, A Block, a Rock, a Grave, a Cave.
Hmm.
And here we go. Yep.
That was weird. That the downbeat switched in my head like halfway through that one.
The downbeat switched in my head a couple different times. We're gonna have to listen to that one together and see
This
which.
is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know, that's what I wondered.
Or is it supposed to be 1?
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I wondered the same thing. So we'll have to figure that out. But I love that. And again, just the thoughtful construction of that for the soundtrack by having it end that way, Very cool. Very cool. And yeah, Sacha's like very Oxenfree. Totally very Oxenfree. Love it. Should we listen to one more? Pick another. And if it's a 7-minute track, we'll, listen to a couple minutes or whatever. But Sacha, if you want to pick another number between 1 and 34, with 17 being the exclusion, that'd be awesome.
17 and a half.
Based on, 12.943. Based on titles, they're a number that I want to listen to. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this conversation. I'm going to finish the first game tonight. I'm very close. And I've been close. It's like I would play it for a few days and then I wouldn't get to it for a few weeks and then I'd go back and play for a few days. But I'm super close, which is exciting because then I'm going to play this one next. So that's super duper exciting.
I'm not seeing numbers, so I'm saying 23.
Okay, you're saying 23. 23 is called The Stars Are on Their Side.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
Oh, I just saw 8. We'll do that next.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, we'll listen to, this is 4 minutes, so we'll listen to a couple minutes of The Stars Are on Their Side. Then we'll go to 8. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready to ride a light rail in a space city.
Yes. The dog across the street started howling in the middle of that, and I thought it was part of the thing. And I was like, what is that? Yeah, it was great.
So, way in the background.
It was just like, what an interesting addition. Oh, wait. That's that noisy dog across the street. All right, this is number 8. This is called Lift.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm doing it wrong. Hang on. Always want to catch every second. Here it is, Lift. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I love how the major minor thing is happening in that track, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm just always wondering what's going to happen next, and you're like, oh, that's going to happen next. That's awesome. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, it makes me curious about just what the technology he's using is like at this point. Like, what are those synths, and what's digital, what's potentially analog, and all that kind of stuff,
Yep. These are good things to talk about, because I'll ask him.
Yeah, it sounds very magically synthy, but clean and good as well. And I don't know.
Yeah. Love it. Oh, it's so good. I'm excited to talk to him. We don't have it scheduled yet, but it will happen.
Yeah.
We're working on that now. So, and also I wasn't sure when I was going to get the music, so I kind of pushed it off to later, because I knew I wanted to spend more, I wouldn't say more time than usual, but maybe, I don't know what I mean by that, but I just really wanted time with it. So we'll see how soon we get it, but I would almost guarantee something will come out between us in August. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, what more do you want to add to this delightful discussion?
This random discussion?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all cool stuff. I'm gonna want to listen to that whole soundtrack.
Yes. Yep. I was gonna send it to you. I didn't even have a chance to look and see if it's on YouTube yet, because I literally found this last night. So it was a pretty exciting find.
Yeah.
So I've been asking them for the music, but those channels get crossed and whatnot. I'm like, oh, well, I could just listen to it on Spotify too. And I also like to buy it. We've had this conversation. I like to support the artist. So that's my usual MO, is to purchase it. And I, anyway, whatever. It's on Spotify. So in a way I did purchase it for 2/1000th of a half a penny.
Right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week, and we'll talk about more random things and listen to some more music. And who knows what surprises will come on Wednesdays this month, but we'll be back. Maybe not at all. Maybe no surprises at all.
Yeah. That would be surprising.
That would be, would it? But yeah, we'll be back next week. So find us on Discord. Link is down in the show notes. Always feel free to ask us questions. Always nice to have Sacha along for the ride. And